Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard and today we're out here at Harmon Field to play my first ever round with Gateway Discs. If you see my previous video, you'll know where I got these from, but I just got sponsored by WavySoGroovy, and the pack they sent me out had all of these discs in them, so I figured it's a good excuse to try these out. If you haven't seen that video, I appreciate it if you went back and watch that. I'm doing a giveaway in that video, so make sure to go check that out if you're interested. But I've never really messed around with Gateway too much. I've been meaning to. I know I had 2 Illusions at one point and I liked them. I always like trying out different companies, different plastics, and from what I hear about Gateway is that their stuff is pretty unique, so I'm really looking forward to this. But for the disc we're going to be using today, my putting putter is going to be this Wizard. If you've heard of any Gateway discs, it's going to be a Wizard. So overstable, beaded putter. The plastic I got this in, it's kind of rubbery, like really tacky plastic. I don't really know their plastics. From what I looked on Infinite, it was like they had like more plastics than they had discs. So I'm not really going to try with plastics. If you know what type of plastic this is, let me know in the comments. But then for mid-range, we've got the Element. This thing feels pretty interesting. The flight number suggests it's supposed to be like a Buzz, but it feels similar to like an EMAC Truth, maybe a little bit shallower, and it feels very wide in the hand. Like this is, I think it's, it's 180 grams, so this is a little bit wider than your standard disc, but it feels really good. And for a fairway driver, we've got a Blade. From what I saw online, it looked like these were supposed to be kind of like their versions of a Firebird, but in the hand, it feels similar to like a Thunderbird, so I'm assuming it's going to be like an overstable Thunderbird, or maybe even like a Sexton Firebird, something like that. And then for our distance driver, we've got the Spirit. I believe that's what it was. This thing is supposed to be insanely overstable. I think it was 12.404. It's really flat, kind of shallow. Feels great in forehand grip. Not too good in backhand just because of how shallow it is. Feels like it might just kind of slip out of my hand. But I'm really looking forward to checking these out. I'm going to be throwing a lot of extra shots if I have opportunities to. I'm going to be throwing a lot of forehands because I really need to work through some forehand issues at the moment. But yeah, let's go and get into it. All right, guys, so for hole 1, we've got a par 3, 350 feet. Basket's on the other side of this building where this tree is. So best play is like a backhand turnover or just a forehand. For my main shot, I think I'm going to try turnover with the Element, and then I'm going to throw 2 forehands with the other 2. But I'm just going to try and throw this pretty much at the telephone pole straight in front of us and hope I miss it. I missed it. That'll be really good, I think. I don't think I'll have a putt, but I'll be at least up there for like a pretty easy par. All right, let's see. I'll go for the Blade for the forehand first. Yeah, I'd definitely say I was pretty close with the like overstable Thunderbird area. Feels good though. I normally don't like domey discs in forehand, but that felt pretty good. Now for the Spirit. Ooh. Oh, that felt so good out of my hand. It's really, like I said, I like really low profile discs, and that thing just felt like it just came out so smooth. Okay, so we got up here to about edge of circle 2. Got like a little like turnover kind of bit at it, but gotta like get through this low ceiling. See if we can get up there. Ooh, man, that plastic feels great for a putting putter. All right, guys, so we're on hole 2. This one's a par 3, 380 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead between these 2 trees. This isn't really one we're going to be able to get to. I really would need like a flippy distance driver to get up there, but I think we'll give the Spirit a shot on like a flex line under this branch right in front of us, and then we'll see how the was it Blade? Yeah, Blade compares. Oh, that thing is so beefy. All right, now for the Blade. Nice. Uh-oh. Ah, dang it. So that's pretty surprising. I did more damage to the sign than I did to the disc. I figured that would have almost torn a chunk out of this thing, but pretty good. Let's see if we can go and make this putt though. Ah, nope. I get speed on it. All right, guys, we're on hole 3. This one's a par 3, 200 feet, just straight ahead. Only thing to pay attention to is thrown onto island green marked by the rocks. If we don't cross in bounds, we'll take it pretty much like the rock straight in front of us. I'm probably just gonna empty the bag on this hole because this is like one of the prettiest holes I've ever played. So it looks sick if I ace it, but let's go ahead and do it now on the first try. Ooh, almost. Ah, if I put down some highs, it would have been good. Oh, dang it. I thought I did it. Come on. Whew. Almost. All right, guys, we're on hole 4. This one's a par 3, about 350 feet. You can see the basket straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is this walking path off to the right side of bounds. But pretty much just going to be going for a forehand through this gap on the left. I'm going to go with the Spirit, just trying to give it a little bit of Anheuser out of the hand. Keep it low. This thing's so overstable that it should just kind of flatten out. You shouldn't have to really worry about it like turning to the ground or anything. So let's see what we can do. A little wobbly, but that worked. Come on. Whew. Man. All right, guys, we're on hole 5. This one's a par 3, like 180 feet, I believe. Just straight ahead. Nothing really too much to worry about in this one. I mean, we are throwing over a creek, but that's like 60 feet off the tee, so it shouldn't come into play, hopefully. But once again, I'm going to be emptying the bag, trying to get the ace on this one, because this would be a sick ace to get. Going with the Wizard first. Ah, not high enough. I like the line, though. Come on, be beefy. Come on, drop. Oh! Nope. I'm too low. Big skip, come on. Oh, almost. Ah, dang it. All right, guys, we're on hole 6. This one's a par 4, about 430 feet. You can see the basket down here between these two trees. This is the one that's like the hanging basket that's like 10 feet off the ground. But this hole gives us a pretty good opportunity to kind of see how far these discs fly. So I'm gonna throw the mid and the 2 drivers on some flex lines and just see how far we can get them out there. I think I can get the most distance out of the blade, so I think that's gonna be my main shot, and then we'll see what I can do with the other 2. Oh, too much. Huh, okay, surprising. I figured it didn't come out of it, at least a little bit, get like flat. All right, now for the Spirit, probably through the same line. Golly. That goes, it doesn't feel like that thing goes far, but it really does go pretty far. All right, now for the Element. Nope, turn that one over. Just trying to find out. Okay, so somebody forgot to hit record and threw their second shot, but I was right about here. The Element's right there. The Spirit was about 100 feet that way. and I threw the Spirit on a forehand up. I think I put it to about 20 to 25 feet, which is going to be scary on this basket, but I'll go ahead and throw the Spirit, or the blade, try and recreate the shot I threw. That's too high. It's going to be short. Still going to be a makeable putt though. All right, guys, we're on hole 7. This one's a par 3, about 350 feet. You can see the basket basically under the last basket we played on. You can go out to the left, but I'm going to be going out to the right. I'm going to throw the blade and the Spirit again, just trying to get another distance comparison for those two. I'm going to go with the blade as my main shot. Just going to try and throw it flat out to the right side of this tree, just trying to get the swing in behind it. I didn't mean to rip it over, but yeah, that's fine. That's the crazy thing, is like it really does feel like it's hyzering out of my hand, but I'm pretty sure I threw that over 300 feet. Like, that thing's got some nice distance to it. Oh, that's so short. Dang. All right, guys, we're on hole 8. This one's a par 3, about 320 feet. Basket past these 3 trees. You can see straight in front of us, way off to the right. So you either need like a really hard thrown forehand, like spike hyzer shot, or like a really high turning, like almost stalling turnover shot. I'm gonna try that with the Blaze. Odds are we're not gonna be able to get up there for a birdie putt, but we could probably get up there for like an easy 150-foot approach shot into the green. I didn't get to move right that much. Well, that's fine, just ended up going straight. You need it flat. Sit. Sit. Okay. I don't know why I'm missing left with that. All right, guys, we're on hole 9, final hole of the video. This one's a par 3, 320 feet. You see the basket straight ahead. I'm gonna empty the bag again on this one. I think my main play is gonna be with the blade, because I kind of want to throw it just to the right side of this tree, just have it bend off of it and hopefully kind of push straight and get me down there for a long putt. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this down there or not, but I feel like I can get close with this one, so let's see what we can do. Well, that wasn't the tree I was talking about, but it worked out. That thing is surprisingly neutral. And we're gonna rip the Spirit on a forehand flex line, see how close we can get it. Yanked it, but okay, so the blade actually got a lot closer than I thought. Probably edge of circle 1. Just got one branch I gotta get over. Just give it a little bit Anheuser, see if we can get right over it. Come on. Oh, man. Thank you. All right, guys, that finished up a round out here with Gateway Discs. Just to kind of run through the discs real quick and get my final thoughts. I would say the Wizard, I think it lives up to the hype I've heard about. It's overstable but glidey, like kind of pretty forgiving on angle control, everything. Like it flies like a neutral throwing putter until it gets to the end of the flight and has like a nice reliable finish to it. And I've heard a lot of people say that they're really deep and they don't really like them because they're deep and they have a bead on them, but I didn't really notice anything about it. I really didn't bother me at all. Definitely would recommend these if you're looking for like that overstable putting putter or looking for like a neutral to slightly overstable throwing putter. Because even in, I'm be curious to see how this would fly in like a more premium plastic. Because I mean, like I said, like this is like almost a rubber blend of plastic. So the fact this is pretty overstable is pretty surprising. I'd be curious to see what it's like in other plastics. Then we got the Element. And the Element, I kind of want to throw this one a little bit more to kind of figure it out a little bit more, because this is a really neutral mid-range. Like you could see a lot of holes. I'm throwing them on Anheuser, just kind of holding it the whole time. Even in the last hole, I put on a touch of hyzer accidentally, and it kind of just held it for a long time and then faded out. So this is definitely a mid-range I would recommend from anybody from a beginner all the way up to a pretty advanced to pro level player. Like odds are this is just going to be that reliable straight mid-range for you, whether you have to put on some hyzer get to flip up or not. And then for the blade's about what I expected, a slightly more overstable Thunderbird, maybe a little bit less glide for a Thunderbird too. So this actually might make my bag, because I've been looking for something like that in that like more overstable Thunderbird slot, or like I said at the beginning, a Sexton Firebird, something like that. This is pretty domey, so I might look into seeing if there's some like flatter runs of it, or if y'all know of anything like that, let me know in the comments, because I'd be really curious to try this out in some other runs, some other plastic stuff like that, because I really like how that flies. And then finally for the Spirit was probably the disc I had the most fun with today, just because as you can tell it is insanely overstable while giving you a nice amount of distance for being as overstable as it is. The one shot I got out of this that I really like, and something that might make me put this in the bag, was the shot I threw on hole 9 where I ripped it over on a bunch of Anheuser and it got back to flat without losing any height. And that's something that's really hard to find in a lot of overstable stuff like this. Like, even some of the most overstable stuff you'll find will, like, you rip them over on this angle and they'll kind of do that number, whereas this one just kind of flattened out. So I might throw this in the bag for that shot, because it's a really good shot to have for like scrambles or just low ceilings where you want to have that flex line, where you want to throw something that's really overstable, but you don't want it to go too far right early. And I don't really have a distance driver in my bag that I'm throwing forehands with, so I might throw this in there, maybe, we'll see. Might just be kind of something I bring in and out for certain tournaments, but has a chance to make the bag for sure. All right guys, that's pretty much everything for today's video. But if you're interested in looking into any of these discs, obviously you can go to Gateway's website or Infinite, wherever. But if you're looking for these stamps in particular, if you go to WavySoGroovy, I think they still have some of these wizards on there. I don't know about the rest of the discs. I'd have to look for that. But I think the wizards are still on there. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'm gonna have a link to their shop down in the description. And if you use my code GroovyBen, it'll get you 10% off your order. And if you have any other ideas for companies I should try out, or if you want to see me do more with Gateway discs, try out some of their other discs, please let me know in the comments. But thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.